Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of dorks in love that love doing some reaction videos together.
We do, and we got a special one today.
Yeah, so Melodysheep is a channel that we've been told to check out, and we're finally getting around to it. And so we're starting with one of the time-lapse videos that Melodysheep has, and so it's time-lapse of the entire universe. That is what we're checking out, and I've heard that time-lapse of the future is one that's been requested a lot, but I think that's one that's a little bit newer, so we're going out, checking out a little bit older of a vid, and, slowly get into that. We'll be checking out that one as well later on.
We're working our way up to it.
Yeah, working our way up to it. Okay. Ready to do it.
Jesus.
It's a lot.
It is. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, this is awesome. It's like a ride! First star.
From the primordial cloud of gas and cosmic dust, gravity forged the stars.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
It's crazy. It's beautiful. It also looks like destruction, but like it's
Gravity
creation.
connects star systems together in vast galaxies and steers them on their journey through unbounded space. The relentless flow of time has driven the evolution of the universe and created extraordinary wonders.
Before it looked like we were going through something like blood vessels or something like that. Okay, now it's starting to look like constellations or something.
Some galaxies form so close together that they're locked in a gravitational embrace. What a magnificent sight it would be.
Looks like an eye.
As it evolves, the universe passes through distinct eras. Vast ages whose beginnings and endings are marked by unique milestones.
Now it looks like we're in like a brain with the synapses.
The births and deaths of its wonders.
We are the product of a grand evolutionary sequence, cosmic evolution, about which we are only occasionally aware.
Gravity is the great creator, the constructor of worlds. But gravity is also the destroyer, because it's relentless. When a star around 15 times the mass of our sun collapses, all the matter in its core is crushed into an infinite void of blackness known as a stellar mass black hole. The immense gravitational pull of these monsters can rip a star apart. They tear matter from its surface and drag it into orbit. This superheated matter spins around the mouth of the black hole, and great jets of radiation fire from the core. Although these jets can be seen across the cosmos, the core itself remains a mystery. Not even light can escape, so their interior is forever hidden from us.
Is that sucking in the star?
Throughout a star's life, there is a constant battle between energy pushing out and gravity pushing in. When it runs out of fuel, the star collapses and then explodes with the brightness of 1 billion suns. As the star is torn apart, it will fire out into space all the elements that it created in its life and death. These are new stars forming from the elements blown out by supernova explosions.
My stars is a
New
create.
stars being born from the remains of dead ones. And it's from this universal process of death and rebirth that we emerged. Because it was in a nebula just like this, 5 billion years ago, that our sun was formed. Clouds of hydrogen collapse further and further under the force of gravity, and the life cycle of a new star has begun. A star was born that will come to be known as the Sun.
The ominous music.
Around it, a network of planets formed. Among them was the Earth. Debris left over from the formation of the solar system collides with the Earth. Earth began life as a molten hell.
The early continents were still forming. The land was dominated by volcanoes, hostile and lifeless. But deep in the oceans, life had begun. The latest theory is that chemicals spewing from underwater volcanic vents solidified and created the conditions needed for the first cells to form. For some 3 billion years, simple microscopic organisms were the most advanced form of life on the planet. Cyanobacteria and other oxygen-producing microbes began to bloom. These flourished in colonies of plant-like microbes that pumped out enormous volumes of oxygen.
Now it's starting to look better.
And it was this increase in oxygen that was the key to the rise of the animal kingdom.
Organisms started using oxygen to respire, yielding a lot more energy, which allowed the development of more complex life.
life appeared, the world was in the grip of the biggest ice age in its entire history. And then suddenly, advanced organisms appeared.
Closer. 200. Did you catch the human at the end?
I did. Mostly caught the monkey.
Okay, that was super fascinating, and I thought extremely well done, and just so beautiful.
I love these kinds of videos. One, because I love the history of everything. They're fascinating. But also because it just has this wonderful ability to put things in perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and I think so often we get bogged down in our worries and our lives and the small stuff that stresses us out or makes us anxious, and which isn't to say that it's not important to us in the moment or anything, but when you look at something like that, you're just like, wow, I'm such a speck on like a millisecond of this planet. It just makes me feel really grateful that like we being on this planet, we won the evolutionary lottery or the life lottery because we actually were created.
Yep.
Which is pretty amazing because it's not all out there all over the place.
And so many times, like it reminded me of different things. Like when it's amazing when you zoom out how beautiful things are and how it kind of looks a lot like things when they're zoomed in. Like when earlier on in the video, I said it was kind of like, it reminded me of like blood vessels or whatever that was going on in there. And then at certain times, it looked like the synapses in a brain. When you go down into the cellular level, things are very, very beautiful, and also like, I don't know, that's just crazy how it kind of mirrors things on the big universal level. That's just like, the formation of a galaxy. Also, the destruction of something can create so much. Like the destruction of a star created so many other stars. I don't know how many stars a star blowing up creates, but it seemed like it created a lot more. And then in the beginning, it looked like it was, there were explosions, a big bang, but again, it was created like all of the universe and all of life. And so, I don't know, I just found that very interesting, fascinating.
It also made me think of when I was a kid and we were learning about space and stars and everything for probably one of the first times when I was really young. And I remember the teacher explaining how our sun was a star, and then stars have, a life. They're a young star, a middle-aged star, and then an old star, and then the star dies. And I remember asking, well, what do you mean the star dies? And they said, oh, well, it blows up. And I just remember being like, little kid me in class going, I'm sorry, what? It does what now? And they explained it blows up, and I said, well, what happens to us when the sun blows up? And they're like, oh, that's okay. It's going to blow us up too. So I'm like, oh my God. So like little me had about a panic attack for a week as I was asking all of my teachers, parents, like any adult I knew, like, wait, do you know the sun's going to blow up? We're all going to die. And no, I was reassured that was way far into the future. But as I'm watching this, it also made me think of like, and this is where my dorkiness is going to show, how human future is essentially Star Trek. I don't want to focus on going and colonizing Mars or any of that jazz that all the billionaires are now doing in their penis rockets. But there is going to be a point at which our planet is not going to survive. I don't know how we go and space travel when there's no sun, because that's a very far way away, but eventually we're going to have to figure that out if the human species is going to continue. For now, though, we should focus on our planet.
Yeah, I was like, or we could just try to make it work here, and try to make this planet, not fuck it up so much.
Well, for now, yes, but like when the sun explodes.
Oh, well, yeah, when the sun explodes.
By that, I'm hoping, whenever that happens, way far in the
future.
future.
If we even get to that point, who knows if we're going to get to that point? We might screw it up before then.
True. We might not have the chance to do that if we don't take care of Earth right now.
To live through a sun explosion.
It's very true.
But yeah, let us know what you thought about this. Ending on a happy, super happy, fun note. Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And yeah, more videos to check out from both melodysheep and other channels similar to this.
Yeah, this was great. So thank you so much for whomever among you. I'm sure there are many of you who suggested it, but thank you for doing so.
Yeah, and just keep in mind that our reaction for melodysheep's time lapse of the entire universe
is definitely not definitive.